Greetings, everyone. Welcome to your streaming week with me, at any rate. We are going to be drafting some Theros Beyond Death today. Chat has spoken. We got the ranked queue up thanks to Wizards. Some people were confused about that at my last video, but basically Wizards has brought ranked Theros Beyond Death drafting back to Arena in response to the homestay recommendations and mandates in some cases. So we're going to stay home and draft ourselves some Theros Beyond Death best of one style here, and I'm looking forward to that quite a bit. I'm hoping that you check out my sponsor, cardkingdom.com. They are purveyors of physical magic stuff, even in these tough times. They are, of course, listening closely to local authorities on business closures, and they're taking extreme measures to ensure that they are sanitizing constantly and making sure that they're above and beyond the guidelines for cleanly, safe, virus-free packaging and workstations, and they're doing all of the stuff that they need to do to be able to stay open. And if they're told they can't, if things change, they'll of course adapt to that. But there's a lot of we need to figure out this balance right now of staying open and keeping the world going, and staying safe and keeping the world healthy. And I really appreciate how carefully Card Kingdom is walking that line, and how they're really listening to the experts around them as they determine what their policy should be, not anything other than the best thing for both the economy but primarily for world health. They are taking action for world health very seriously. So thank you, Card Kingdom. We are going to jump in now. Looks like it's a gem day. Trappy Thassa. We've taken Thassa before, and it's not worked out great. As pointed out, she tends not to be easy to build around. We could still take her and try, because sometimes you can, but you need to have good ETB creatures, because she's not often going to be a creature. Oh, sorry, I'm out of here. You don't even tell me. I know you're telling me. Draft you. Thank you, though. We have a Thassa, and anyway, let's getting back to talking about her. What does she really do? She is a really expensive tap, which can win some games very, very late. But basically, unless you're getting excellent value and bouncing like a Heliod's Pilgrim every turn or whatever, very tough to make excellent. That being said, yes. Stephen, Shateri, and Fenor says Thassa is good. Shateri says don't see much to pick above. Yeah, gives vigilance, like 4 mana to give something vigilance each turn. Not great either, right? But we can try. It's just that, let's be clear that last time we took Thassa, we didn't play her because we just didn't end up with the goods. That being said, if you can end up there, yeah. Fenor says Thassa is good. I don't think Fenor. I think that's too light a statement, right? That needs conditioning. I don't think Thassa is just good. Like if you had 0 ETB and not very much blue devotion, you certainly wouldn't play 4 mana to give 1 creature vigilance each turn and to pay 3 and a 1 to tap. But we can take it. I'm just saying, if you wanted Pilgrim or Blessing here, I think those are what leap out to me as the strongest picks in the pack for guaranteed play. Well, I'm going to listen to Stack Trigger. I don't know what the debate is, but I just keep wanting to, listen to experts and not politicians right now. All right. Well, let's take Thassa and try and make it. Wizard, there you go. Look at Wizard. Let's do it. We could take Fateful End, but come on. I mean, this is a fine second pick. Even if we got nothing else and decided we couldn't play Thassa, this is still a great pick. And then Timuret, too strong to me to pass here. This is all cute and everything, but we're not going to just sit here and slam blue picks because we started here. I'm going to take Timuret. You want to take a blue card? I'm gonna draft the hard way here and just take Timmy. Too strong. Favored funeral rites. Just continuing to look for Thassa combos every pack here to make sure I'm not missing anything on that front. Is Thirst at all close? Not this early. I just think I like Thirst is fine, but Chimeret can dominate entire strategies, so I'm gonna always hedge that this early. Haj was on. Okay, well there you go. I think Haj is probably better than me, Steven. So Haj agrees with you. I'm on hedge to insane black cards. You like the glimpse? There's nothing much else. Either like that's the thing. We're either taking a third color or we're taking funeral rites or glimpse, right? Hey, thank you, Razor. Appreciate that. You like the Omen? This doesn't do anything with that, right? I don't think I like... These come pretty late. If we were to take a non-blue-black card, I think I would go for the Envoy, even. Like, because Thassa, flickering pilgrims is the real deal, right? There is some ETB going on in white that's really nice. So, I think I'm going to take Envoy or maybe even Favored. But this is really a non-bow with this. Doesn't do anything, really, except, again, the defensive thing. Yeah, we probably will want to flicker. I just don't want to take one there. So I did end up with an Envoy. We'll see how that plays out. There's a Deny that's a solid playable. Devourer obviously goes with the blue and the black here. Blinking, the Hierophant does something. Not necessarily a great thing, but does something. I think I'll pull this one. Hierophant seems obvious, but I think the Devourer looks good to me. Memory, I'll call it Memory for Devourer of Memory, and Deny for Deny the Divine, and Venomous. Did I spell it right? Venomous. No, I didn't spell it right. See, because I'm a terrible speller. There we go. You spell it right. Now I've adjusted it. Venomous. I don't think there's anything else. Anybody else interested in anything else here? I don't think so. I find it hard not to just take the... It's not insane. This is imminently killable as a 2-1 especially, but, it's very solid, and we're right on path for it, potentially, so... and we take a Devourer and have some inevitability. At least one thing gets there. Aspect of Lamprey is not really good enough, in my mind, to even consider over one of these two black cards here. All right, everybody's on board. There was enough people talking about these that I wanted to check it out. But yes, I'm on the memory plan, obviously. Omen. Seaguard. More white. I just want Omen. Deny Divine, Sweet Oblivion. We could use this as a as our win condition. Thank you so much for that sub. We've got a Lampad that's nice at the 2-drop. Feels like we're slipping away from any kind of white plan here. So then that leaves me with Deny, Oblivion, or Lampad. Ooh, it's probably Lampad or Deny. And... Oh, really? You want Seaguard or Oblivion, huh? I don't see the guard doing too much. Like, I would just rather take the Lampad than the guard. So, seems like that's the one most... Of all the people who are like, this or this, at least Lampad was in most of the thises or thises. Harpy was a card that I played a lot more early. It feels like the rise of Peggy has made me really has been the fall of the Harpy, if that makes sense. So this card has just been less impressive to me. But yeah, we could do a guard here. True. I guess I'm not worrying too much about whether we make Thassa real. You still like it a lot, Downpour? Yeah, I'm not saying it's unplayable. It's just that I used to be very excited about it, and now it's just like I've just realized, oh, I'm not ending up with nearly as many of these in my deck as I used to. I'm down with adding that, like this, to support a little bit of the, you know, devotion thing going on there. I think we're pretty stuck where we're at now. It's going to be hard to get off blue black. I'm going to take a familiar for that. You want to take a warden? Why are we taking a warden, Mike? Are you serious? Do you think we could actually end up here red green from this blue black start? Or are you just talking about vault progress? Well, I'm going to take the familiar. I'm going to take an amulet if we were keen on possibly splashing. Turtle is early D if we're thinking we're going to get inevitable. Yeah, I think we're turtle or amulet. That's where I was at, and it's nice that Mike and Haj are splitting my turtle amulet inclinations. Looks like the rest of chat is too. I'm going to take turtle. I'm going to take the openly useful right now for what we're doing actively card over the, hey, maybe this will hook us up for something later. All right, this is great news for us. Deny, Starlit are very strong to see here. Surprising to see Amulet still here, given that it is colorless. I can't remember what all was in this pack, but it surprises me that the Amulet is here. That being said, I think we should just take the deny. If we take the mantle, what are we trying to save? Chat looks more mantle-y. I could be convinced into the mantle. They're both great cards to have access to at pick 11, you know. Yeah, save Timmy or Devourer. One thing about the mantle that's interesting is that it does provide a potential for instant speed Thassa animation. All right, well, I like that. That's pushing me over the edge. And I can take a flicker here. Look, in case this is where I like to take the omens, Steven. Yeah, this is about right for nice spot for a green omen if you're there. Actually more likely to end up with flickering something than it's amazing how unplayable Chain is in this format, given how playable it was for me in guilds when it was synergistic with Surveil. Anyway, we'll take an aspect here, might play it. Hey, clean living, getting the old pack 2, pick 1, excellent rare in your colors. Another Timmy, another Illyrios, and another Timmy. Obviously, Illyrios much more blinkable, but Timmy more baseline powerful. Tough one. This is harder to cast, and this is way better to blink. Way better to blink. So, yeah, I'm actually going to do an unusual thing and try and support, not unusual. I'm going to consider the Thassa here and take Illyrios. So they could probably be close either way. Oh, we have one Illyrios too, though. Keep that in mind. Gary. Sure, Gary. I'll take Gary over Fishify here. Yes, good blink target. Excellent call there. Here's where I can get behind a Thirst, but there's also a Mogus's Favor. We take Thirst and try and get a Favor later. Maybe wheel a Turtle or a Piper here. Pack 2, pick 1 was Intervention. We can get Field of Ruin, which we, of course, run main deck in case our opponent is running that maze. No, you don't. I'm joking, but I've had two of my rare maze lands Field of Ruined in best of 1, which just makes no sense. Yeah, this is not a great card. None of these cards are great. This at least helps Gary. So does Altar. We could just take Altar, but we're never playing Altar in here just because of Devotion, right? I don't think Altar is strong enough just on the Devotion support. And if it is, we can get that later. I'm just going to take a Marauder that does some reasonable work. Here's kind of like a payoff for, I think it was it Mike who wanted the Amulet? You know, this is, I think, what Mike, the kind of thing Mike was thinking about, the chance to pick up something like an Acolyte later. And we could grab that here, still knowing that, I mean, Amulet was in an early pack here, and it wheeled from pack 1, so maybe Amulet wheels in 2. And yeah, Acolyte would be pretty sick with Thassa, so I'm going to hedge here. Because it's a nice blink target, that's fair. And now Fishify looks to me better than anything else, and no second Lampad. We'll take the fish. Looks like we're in the right colors. That's good. Lot of blue and black left late in the pack, and it's decent. This isn't... I don't think this is how we're getting our value. Yeah, Harpy. Let's take Harpy. As I said, it's playable and does actually have some reasonable... It has some bounce value at least. We already have First Omen. All right, I'll take an Altar here, especially since now maybe it helps splash the Acolyte and... Oh, here's an Amulet, though. Amulet, this is what I was hoping would wheel, and it did. Hubris Wings don't feel like they belong here. I'll take another Aspect and throw it there. This can go there. Another Altar. Another Seaguard. No awesome rare for us in pack 3, but we do have an Eidolon. Are we set up to succeed with Eidolon? How does that look? I don't think so. Mantle. Fishify. Yeah, we are not making Eidolon a thing, so let's move on from that. But that doesn't leave us much. I guess we take a Hierophant. Yeah, we can take gems, but and actually I should thank you for at least calling that out. We are gem independent enough on this account that we do not need to we do not ever need to lower our win percentage for gems to continue to play all the Magic we want to on this account. And so that's really, like, that's everybody's goal. Play as much of the Magic as you want to on your main account. Like, that's the dream of Arena, right? And so I want to encourage anybody who's strapped on gems to recognize that this is a pretty lousy pack for this deck, and you could just pass on the Hierophant and take the gems and you'd be fine, and it'd be correct. We don't need to do that just because we're flush, so I'm going to do that, but I would recommend anybody not flush take the gems there. Witness of Tomorrow's jumps out at me as the only realistic option here. We're not going to splash anything we're looking at, and Witness is fine. Final Death picked up here is excellent. Was ready to take, like, another Thirst or something, but this is fine. Excellent. Do we want a goal here? I guess so. Been thinking a lot about the Thundering Chariot and its relative unplayability. Thinking a lot about the carriage from Eldraine that we thought was amazing and then became just okay and then got passed a lot. And I'm wondering if vehicles weren't a design mistake. I know it's a tough thing. It's a thing the game wants, but the fact that they make vehicles and they just never, it's so hard to get them to play unless they're busted, and that's part of that artifact problem, right? Like the anyway, maybe they should make more. Maybe the vehicles should start really being colored artifacts so that they can give them some strong abilities and force you to have to pay a cost to run them. Well, War Furnace, I would say, why do you think they're fine? War Furnace says, I think they're fine, but they don't need to be in every set. As a designer, people way underplay these. So what's the point of them? Like, I don't think they're fine because they're not getting played enough. Like, as a game designer, if I see people using a piece I've made as infrequently as people are using this piece, I got to say, geez, what have we done? Because this is not latching on, you know. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, D, you can name the thing that's okay about them. I'm just saying it's pretty hard to deny that they are not being played. Fiddle says, Ryan, I'm now at a point in my life where I'll never play Arena enough to 4X a set. Does it ever make sense for me to value draft over slightly higher power pick in Arena? Only in the sense of using the wild card conversion trick, right? So if Fiddles is never going to 4X his rares anymore, then if Fiddles doesn't care about constructed Fiddles, you can be using your rares to, your rare wild cards, and that becomes a reason to value draft at rare. But if you're someone who also uses all your wild cards for constructed decks you care about, it becomes less and less. It just doesn't really matter. It becomes you become more like phantom drafting. If you're never going to leverage wild cards to turn your draft picks into gems, and you are never going to 4X the set, you're kind of at phantom drafting at that point. How good is Brine Giant in this deck? Good question. Reasonable. We've got an Omen that could stay out, Lampad and Timmy. Or here I should just. Oh, you can't do it mid draft. 3, 4. 5, maybe not. 6, 7, 8 if we play both. 9. I guess we start to tack them on the top end here. 10. Yeah, I guess we have a lot. And there's nothing else going on. I don't want to take a Temple Thief or a second Omen here, so we'll give it a shot. See if we end up at capacity for it. Naiad, not amazing, but a reasonable playable. Picks have not been great. We gotten a couple of early solid picks, but the packs have not been insane for us, even though I feel like we're in the right colors conceptually. You take a Riptide Turtle number 2. Looking at curve here. Yeah, I think Turtle number 2. Yeah, Keller says I treat my second account as a phantom account, and basically so do I, Keller, yeah. Yeah, actually, the real value it is not for 4Xers, Fiddles. It's for people like you. I've tried to update my tune on that, so to speak. But like, as a 4Xer, I've realized that crafting up wildcards doesn't really matter. I'm going to get 4X eventually. Where crafting wildcards really matters is for those who aren't going to 4X. And so, spiking a little column of 4X for some gems is actually worthwhile. I'm going to go with Turtle. I think we can use another Turtle. There's another Harpy, another Omen. I'm going to take Omen number 2 over Harpy number 2. Got a lot of 3s. Creatures. And here's another Chain to Memory to ignore. I guess I'll finally take it. I really don't like that Instructor, and we're never playing it. Another Seaguard. I don't think we're playing a third. Maybe we'll play 2. Same with Marauder, so I'll leave both of those in. Might need to run an Amulet in this deck just to be 2-colored. Cling to Dust, final pick, not bad. Basically, accidentally ground 60 gems out of that. Do a quick spreadsheet update. Yeah, Paul, there's the Gary reasoning for the black pips, and there's the Thassa reasoning for the blue pips. So, you know, you could argue actually what we're cutting is the Hierophant and the splash and the aspect. And what we're doing is keeping all of this and running our amulet and just trying to actually support our devotion a little bit here. Anyway, let me get back. Let me do a quick update of spreadsheet. We're going to be black. Paid $750 in gems for this experience, and we have ground 60 back already. All right, one second. And where are we at here? 2010 on creatures, non-creatures. Current enchantment count 14 for what are those worth. We are done on rares, and I'd have to check in again on mythics. But we already had 4x Thassa, so that didn't change our mythic count at all. Let's see. I think maybe one Omen can go. Naiad. I don't know about... Do we need any of these flyers? I think Goal is a little better than the 1 toughness black flyer. Don't think we need the altars. I might run the amulet, though. Like, do something like this. And then, where does this put us? 18-7. Croker wants to drop a Seaguard. Again, I am trying to give some chance to Thassa here to emerge. Amulet with no splash because we have Timuret at black and Seaguard at blue and Marauder at black. You know, there's just a lot of color. I'm not sold on it. I'm seeing what it looks like. You tell me what you think. Oh yeah, Familiar could drop. Familiar could drop. This mean Temple Thief? Thank you, Sand. Appreciate it. You too. Yeah, I'm not comfortable splashing the Acolyte unless we're willing to bring back the altars. Yeah, we can cut the Familiar. I suppose it's just whatever. How does this look? 17-7 with 12 enchantments. Although we don't even have much. What's our... Why did I care about enchantments? What did we care about for enchantments that I was counting them before? Do we have any constellation or anything? No? Like, matters for thirst, I guess, but... Brine Giant, thank you. Yeah. So it matters a little bit. Okay, I like this. Let's give it a shot. And we're going to call it... Dry Brine. Because we're thirsty. Briny thirsty. Mirage Lands. You got it, Paul. Some say I never heard of ya. A rap burglar. Split. It's like a love triangle, right? Because I'm devoted to two things equally. Split devotion. I don't know. I'm looking for something more clever that captures the concept of split devotion. And in the meantime, I'll go adjust the lands as requested. Do you think I'm right about the amulet? I don't even know if this is right. Again, I was just kind of looking at it and seeing. It's not like we have a lot of escape, so the amulet escape thing isn't there. Maybe we should just choose Swamp or Island and call it 17. Wavering Devotion is good. I like that. I'll call it Wavering Devotion. Good. That's better. And okay, maybe I was being too cute with that. It was just a thought, like, because when I run a lot of double colored, it's effectively like gold cards, you know. It's, in a sense, this is putting pressure on our mana base like a splash does, right? And you use Amulet to relieve the pressure of a splash. So I was considering using the Amulet to relieve the pressure of what is similar to the pressure of a splash. But we're deciding not to. It was a does this feel right? And I think enough people were correct, like, yeah, it didn't ended up not being quite the right way to go about this. I think they're suggesting 9-8 on total pip count. I do suppose we need similar amounts early, but like Timuret wants to be very early, but we're heavy blue, so yeah, this is correct. One altar over what? Alucardio? Yeah, no escape, right? Exactly. That was kind of the nail in the coffin for that idea, I think, is that it didn't even offer the benefit of really getting something good on the escape front. Yeah, you could take out a fourth. What do you got creature-wise? I'll think about that. I'm going to run this for now, Alucardio, but I think you're not crazy. So I got the Tron lands in. Did anybody else have sleeves? Okay, sleeves for sand. What do you want? Gotta get some more sleeves on this account. You gotta pick from the sleeves we got. I don't know what Dimir means. All right, rat sleeves. And I don't know if somebody chose the box, but I'm going to get on it here. I'm going to add this to decks right away, so I remember. You want to do a par poll? What do you guys think of this deck? I don't know about it. I think it's okay. I think it's got some strengths. We'll see. But here, there's a par poll if you'd like to participate. Oppo going first. We're going to keep this. Of course, we got Timmy on 2 and Aliros on 3. That all seems great. If we want to, we can pitch that Omen to the Thirst.
There are some who call me Tim.
I kind of did it to draw you out, Mama. I was wondering where you were. I was like, I'll run a poll without a 7, then I'll see if Mama's here. All right, let's see. We can't do anything about this for right now. Let's go Enraptured, I guess. And we'll try to trade this off for the Rage Hound. And then exile the Rage Hound. So this is their chance to kill Timmy. Timmy's kind of must kill for Oppo right now. Mensch, my progression relationship with that game is odd. They added a bunch of progression stuff, progression features after I already passed that point in my progression. And then I played nothing but the daily challenges, like basically for a year and a half. I enjoyed that game via daily challenge. And then only recently come back and realize that I basically have no progress on that game. Like, I hadn't even... Here, hold on. Let me figure out this turn. Oh, Cardboard Live might be off because of... Oh, no. It looks like it's on for me. Is it on for me over here? Yeah, it works for me, so it must be you. Cardboard Live is working for me. Okay. I guess we just go Marauder. The question, I guess, though, if we don't Timmy the Rage Hound, they're far away from being able to do anything about getting that back. So I'm gonna go shields down on Timmy activations, drop a Marauder, and say no attacks. So in Slay, like, you have to, if you make it to the heart, if you make it to level 50 and make it to the heart against all the 3 early characters, it unlocks a different progression level. And I didn't even have that done. Like, that's the thing. I effectively only 3 weeks ago did I first have the game beaten by all 3 first starting characters, because anyway, yeah, enough of that. Those of you who don't play are bored as crap right now, and I'm sorry. So we can get a 5-mana 5/6 down here. That seems pretty sweet. Then reload on this stuff. Our problem right now is we're just losing in the air. So maybe we don't have time for Brine Giant. We just need to thirst looking for our removal for the flying problem we're up against here. I'm more interested in talking about Slay the Spire, apparently, than trying to win this game. So let's try and win this game. And that doesn't mean thirsting our way to something to do with this Air Force we're up against. And look, 2 things. That's great. We can pitch 2 lands or the Omen. I'm going to pitch the Omen and keep the lands. I think we want to keep playing lands right now. Unfortunately, we don't get to use this to any removal effect, but next turn we should be able to at least block and kill something. Hello, Kisada. Hida? I'm going to guess Hida on your first name. You let me know if I need to pronunciation correct that. Welcome. Oh yeah, good point. We'll exile Hound. We can do that at the end of the turn, though. One land and 1 creature to then get it back with the... That seems like wheel spinning to end up at basically the same place, right? What is your method accomplished, Abrupt? Maybe I'm not processing it correctly, but I'm not sure what that gets me. Timmy Toughness, okay. That doesn't really matter right now, though, right? We're just worried about these flyers. Hey, Rob. I'm playing a little loose. I should have done that literally at the end of my turn, because if they have removal, I'm just going shields down. They might, with 2 mana up, they might be worried about like Starlit Mantle or something. So a little loose of me to activate Timmy before truly the end of our turn. Just being a little distracted, I guess. And we'll go... Let's see, we need, listening through the turn now, we need 5 mana just to take out the 3/4. I think we're just dead. Oh yeah, I guess we're not dead because we gained the life. Forgot about the life gain. But we don't have, we can go, the question is what else can we get for it? With 6 mana, we can only get 1 extra mana. So yeah, we have nothing but cast Erebos for a bunch of mana. We should just do it now. Yeah, well, white is tapped. So we'll max it out at 5. And try to survive another turn. We are definitely in this territory, though, folks.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
We can't. I was just doing that math. Sorry, a lot going on here. I'm feeling very distracted by off-topic today. I want to talk like Slay the Spire and world news, and I got to sit here and try and win Magic games. But I can do it all, right? That's what I tell myself. Maybe today's the day I'll stream some Slay the Spire. Since I'm talking about it. Close out the stream with a Slay the Spire run. All right, Manticore on the first the double commanding presence is something else from Oppo. Very good. Do we have mega blocks? If we block with everything, nope, that doesn't even work. So we're just in chump mode with Dreamstalker. Hey, well, that's a flyer blocker, and we do have the chumps down low. We can get... If we get the Brine Giant down, let's see. Maybe we just take this for a turn and actually work on getting Briny down. What if we go... Well, here's what I'm thinking. If we get the Brine Giant down, we can actually threaten a double block of Brine Giant plus Marauder on Manticore, and it works. Like, to be able to take a 6/4 first strike and actually have a double block that works is very exciting to me. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Envoy in the air and try and get a double block on the Manticore. And I think I can do that by playing the Lampad and still getting the Giant down. And it leaves us with 1 mana to sack, too. If that becomes relevant. Strategy. I'd have to look at my... Well, maybe you stick around, D. I don't know how late you're going to stay up and hang with the stream, but I may play some Slay the Spire later, and we can look at my Steam library and see what kind of stuff I've got going on there. Like every Steam library, I have... I'm like... Or what feels like every Steam library, I'm 75% games I've never played, and 20% games I've played once or twice, and then 5% games that I can't stop playing. Yeah, Mike, I'm not, I don't know. When I say that this is available, I don't mean as in conjunction with a double block of Marauder and Giant, because if you try to do the sack trick, then it doesn't do the damage. But good. Look at that. We've managed to hold off a 6/4 first striker. So goody on us. And now we have a witness for upstairs, and suddenly we're stable. Yes, stable is not a permanent condition, we know. Razor. Oh wait. Oh, Ori. Oh, good. I thought Razor. I thought we were still talking about Slay the Spire, and Razor was heaping accolades upon the art for Slay the Spire, which is actually the point of the game that causes people the most bounce off. I think there's just something initially unappealing to a lot of people about the art direction of Slay the Spire, but it's got a look and a flavor, and I respect that. Well, this is now concerning because before, one turn ago, our board was good enough that Oppo wasn't attacking at all. Now, suddenly, big attack. What can we expect? Let's say it is, like, what's about the worst? I'm going to play one thing. What's the worst? Because they didn't have this last turn, so they've drawn one thing. What one thing are they most likely to have that made this attack possible? Looks like Blessing gets them. Tactics is nice, right? Tactics accomplishes a lot, but Tactics still gives us the block we're looking for here, right? Oh no, it adds to the toughness enough. So what if we go Vexing Goal? And I'm just going to pile on. Because if we can't not block, and so we have to risk getting blown out by a trick. And the best thing for that is going to be gold doesn't do anything. What if they have +2/+2? Then it does something. I'm gonna put it all, whatever. I'm running out of hourglasses, so I no longer have the luxury of math, sorry. Math is a luxury for those who play faster than I do. I mean, if at the end of this, they lose a trick, both of these creatures, and we lose some number of our creatures, we're going to be ahead. So let's see if this works out. There's no way they had nothing. Bad draw for us. Good point, Ryan. Thank you. Yeah. That's something. Again, I had to make a quick decision, so I didn't think of all the angles, and I forgot that this wasn't just about possible +2/+2. It was about +2/+2 and indestructible. So good call. Yeah, we got Timmy for some life. No problem there. Nothing to worry. We don't need to do anything on that front actively, though. That's one where maybe people could come up with better lines. Again, I was on a hourglass line choice, so I went with the ham-fisted, put everything on both and see what happens. If I'd had 5 minutes to really break that down, maybe I come up with a different line, and maybe somebody in chat does or whatever. But we had to make the call. Gotta say no blocks here and give us a chance to find Final Death for Envoy. What else do we have in the air? I'm not sure. Let's see. I'm gonna take this though. Does Thassa even help us now? Nothing. No, Thassa is not a very good draw for us at all. Which, again, part of the thing of Thassa. Not an amazing card. But one that can be amazing, but not just an inherently amazing card. Thassa's tap does save us here. Good call. I can't remember what mythics do unless they're in front of me, and even then it's touch and go. So our Omen's already gone. And I want to start by life. I'm going to get life. We can't get our creatures back, basically, so... Yeah, Thassa actually would be a good draw. I said it wouldn't be, but she'd be fine because she'd stop the Envoy. No, I think we cut one. I think there might be two Omens in the... No, I don't even think there's two Omens in the pool. I think we just had one. Hey, Fishify. Somebody called for that. That'll do. That'll do. But let's use more islands than swamps. Still pretty big for a fish, but we can... If this is a fish we can tangle with. They might be going for an alpha here. That's why they sent out the Rage Hound. Oh yeah, this is off. Sorry, man. I've been not on the ball everywhere today. There's one of them. Thanks, Furnace. Clearly, it's because I haven't finished my coffee yet. This will be an interesting attack from Oppo. A lot of choices to make on their part. Are they sending that Celebrant? All right, they're sending all, so I think we put... Oh, no. I guess I'll wait. I'll just wait and assess once we actually have an attack. Okay, not sending the Celebrant. Interesting. Okay, so... No, nothing to do for blocks anyway. So let's get to there. Seems obvious we're going to do this and this. Why not this, 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 and this? And we got to trade off the Oracle. We would like to keep a flyer around, sure. But I think this smacks of desperation. Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot the fish. So we go like that. And this would take us to 4. And then we have good blocks again against the Hound next turn. Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't send the Celebrant. This looks fine to me. I'm going to go with this. It depends on what... Maybe they drew something? And what's that pump about, I wonder? Yeah, I screwed that up, right? I should have done that. I should have said an end of combat step. I let them get to their main phase. I think they could have recast that Eyes if they had prioritized it. I'm just going to play this swamp so we have more activations and more, more Tim activations. And no attacks here. Wayfarer seems survivable as a top deck for sure. Timmy gets to eat a hound. With 2 Devourer activations, we can block the Celebrant, and if they go to kill the Devourer, save it. So, Celebrant's still not a great attack for Oppo as long as we keep 6 open mana. I don't know if you're catching any of the audio coming from upstairs, but my wife is working from home now. So she's an interior designer, and we brought her workstation machinery home and have set up. She has a living room office now. Yeah, we have 1 edible creature. Just take 3 more. But their hand is completely known, right? So we just eat and there's no risk, right? I'm not missing any sack effects on board or whatever. Yes, Celebrant would trade with anything, any 4 or less toughness thing that blocked with it. What I was saying is we could save Devourer, which is shaping up to be more of a win con. And let's see, if I play this, I still get the 6 I need to Devour and save, but I would not get the attack. I'm going to not play the Naiad. We have 9 mana, which gives us 3 Devourer activations. 1 we can activate on our turn to get in for 3, and then we still have the 2 from here that can save the Devourer if Oppo gets frisky with the Celebrant. Got to watch our own library size. We're at 17 to their 21. Develop board is better now that they've developed board. As long as these 3 were stable against these 3, I was content to continue that plan. But now that they're widening up and we're only at 8, yes, I agree with you. Ooh, although that means we can just go shields down and save whatever they go for on the potential Celebrant. So this is sweet. Of course, my face is itching like an MF right now today, so I just want to like scratch my face and be a terrible example to you all. Although again, indoors after heavy washing anyways should be fine, but here, I know I've got my I got my secondary market supplies. There's the turtle. I think I missed a feeding, though. That's all right. We're okay now. Pump again. Yeah, I suppose I could pump again and still be able to do all this. That's fair. I'm just keeping my mana open for overcautious considerations. Yeah, Lampad Lethal is on the horizon. We're going to drop a 6th creature, which is effectively has another virtual 5. Looks like we're going to try for the Celebrant play this turn, so we'll go for the Mantle counter, or just drop a turtle and biff it without killing it. Can give a pumped Oracle unblockable. I'm not seeing how something's getting unblockable. You mean from Life's Bounty giving pro, but the other color can block, right? So let's go turtle. And they have one. Yeah, they can't even. We can just block with the turtle. It doesn't even matter. I suppose. What are they up to then? Why? I could have done that, but I don't know what Oppo is doing, and I didn't trust him somehow. But I should do my own thinking, huh? Okay, we're close, though. We're close. Just gotta not be stupid. And we'll get there. So we have Razor C's GG right now. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. If we keep 6 mana, we have 5, 6, 7, 9. I don't know how you see GG specifically, but yeah, I feel like you're trying to. I'm looking for how to win this turn. I don't really see it. I'm going to send in the Devourer again. Going to keep our mana this time because we're going to have Final Death and Mantle available on their turn. At a discount. Yeah, I think you're right that I just missed. Oppo's weird play kind of scared me into not taking a free offer, but they only had 3 pumps, so we did have just a straight up eat of the Oracle that we didn't use because I don't know. I assumed Oppo knew what they were doing, basically. No worries. I know what you mean. It's also on me to figure out my own game, not wait for chat to tell me how to play. So, in this case, I think just this on the Celebrant. This time we're going to do it like this. Actually, we can put... Well, now they can pump... with 6 times, they've got 3 pumps, and it's still just the 5-2. Okay, yeah, we'll do it this way this time. Timmy does eat. Well, this, they ate historically. Maybe they drew something here. But yeah, we'll do it like this. It doesn't really matter. We're going to use Final Death and Mantle in the case of anything scary here. It doesn't... the Mantle makes it all moot. Like, these 2 cards make any concerns you have about what Oppo is up to here fairly moot. So that's why I'm being pretty loose now, is because we have ultimate protection against my own lack of processing power. I might not be able to process this board, but I can process the rules text on Starlit Mantle and Final Death. And do we even care about that? Like, they're going to go pro-black. Okay, and then what? There we go. So now we're going to protect the Devourer. Maybe get the scoop here? Okay. Woo! Grindy game under the best of piloting circumstances. I maybe made a little grindier than it needed to be. I have a feeling this deck is going to tax my attention span today. Yeah, Krauser, we opened on Athasa and had enough have enough going on with her that we're cool with running her this time. Looks good. Well, we're telegraphing Intervention or Omen of the Dead to Oppo right now. Yeah, Funkle, it is has a lot of grind potential. Doesn't happen every game, but definitely some grind potential in this format. That's why Luis and Marshall were very keen on pressing the need for real threats. You know, you need more than your average threat density in this format because you find yourself, the removal is so good, the threats go away. That's funny, I thought Oppo would be waiting on me. Instead, I came back just in time for Oppo to finish tanking on the Thirst. I'm inclined to just kill this now for maxing our mana. And then we get to drop a Marauder on our turn. Now we can Fishify their next thing, and the Marauder ought to have a very good attack. Cool, setting up for an eventual Briny Giant on the discount. Push the cost of the Giant back up, but you could make an argument to play the Omen as mana for the Brine Giant, but I'm not sure that's worth it. Although, if they're not doing anything here, let's see if we draw a land naturally, then we can decide. Well, no, I guess we can't, because we draw the land. Don't draw the land naturally, you have to decide now. I'm going to decline. We have Naiad to play if we don't have Brine Giant, and I'm okay with that. All right, we found the land, got a little lucky on that front. Going to go ahead and Giant it up. Showing some beef to Oppo for a Dimir deck. This is among my first played Brine Giants. I just really haven't had the card at the time where I had the deck. Well, tough that we only get a clean attack with the Brine Giant, but at least we have one. It was just it was for auto passing. There was nothing. I think they were tapped out or near tapped out, such that I was not worried about them doing anything. That's true. We can Omen back. Yeah, let's do that. It gets us an extra point. We have the Omen sitting here anyway. Trouble is we can't Omen and bring the Marauder back. But yeah, we can actually activate. We can sack to the Lampad. Okay, I'm willing to do it. And now we can Omen or Turtle. Oh yeah, Omen and Turtle, because Turtle gets cheaper. Hydra's Growth should be too late for Oppo here. They got 3 mana and cards, but other than that, we have the win. Oh, sorry. I thought we were at my end of... I thought that we were at their end of turn step. This is where I thought we were at. Okay. They don't have the mana to sack this, so their hesitation is reflective of something instant speed in hand. Repeal to save. Sure, Demise. No longer lethal. However, they're priced into a bounce block on the Giant, so we do get 2 in. They're going to get him to 3. Mostly dead, but most definitely not dead. Especially if they have anything else going on in hand. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot we can be aware of, Adrian, but in order, like, we don't want the chain web to slip away for us under this Hydra. I'm going to just play their biggest thing here. Although this is another thing that attacks and kind of bounces off this, so I guess you can make an argument for this, but this is lethal and this isn't, so I like putting another thing that represents lethal. An upkeep stop. I'll put an upkeep stop. I don't know if we'll scry yet, but there's no sense in not at least giving ourselves that chance. Yeah, Gary isn't out. We can just Gary ourselves to a win. I'm with Scholar. I think it's a little... I'm putting this here because we should give ourselves all chance to assess our strategy in a given situation, but I'm thinking we do not scry as well. All right, we still get him to 1 here. And we're 1 mana away from casting both of these. Well, we have a Final Death. We have Gary. We have Thassa. Thassa would be fine. We just tap to win. Yeah, I think you're right on Arlios and Scry in that we just need extra creatures. Now, yeah, Devour is a nice out, but we need to win before this can just attack us, one-shot us, which, you know, is it's going to double to 16 here. We're we're getting to the point where a single swing from a trampling Hydra creature is lethal. So, but we don't have it. Nothing we can do about it right now. We hope that we have. I don't think they can get us next turn, so we're going to scry and find lethal. Okay. If we swing out, they go to 1 though, but they successfully block and kill this. Maybe there's a swing out play that's correct, and I'm being too cautious. But I like what the chance of the Omen, the Scry does to just give us a win. Well, that's what I mean, but that's also Hida why I want to Scry 2 this turn. We're going to get 3 shots at one of a couple of game-winning cards. Thassa and... wait, is Thassa even... Does Thassa count? Thassa doesn't count because I can't play her and tap. So Thassa's not an out. I guess we are just really looking for our 1 out, which is the removal spell. Final Death. Final turn for Final Death. Oh yeah, Gary. Sorry, 2 outs. Death and Gary. All right, here we go. Death or Gary. Well, Timmy can buy us life, but not enough of it to be worth keeping those. Here we go. Ah! Ah! Well, let's leave a threat, a scary-looking card in hand. We might not be dead. I'm not presuming anything Hodge, except that I have a creature, I should cast it, and then I should think about attacks. If we send in with everything, they block, and take 2. That is not 3, but 32 counter, 34 points of trample, 35, 6, 37 points of trample, 65, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 9, 20, 76. Yeah, we can easily block to survive. We just got to absorb enough that Gary or Death is still an out. We had to leave enough, I mean. Yeah, they do have to trade the goal, but that leaves them with a lethal crackback. So I think we have to take one more shot at top deck for the win. Yeah, so we'll leave Marauder alive. Oh, really? Yeah. Well, Hodge, sorry, I didn't do the math. It sure looked lethal on crackback. Now are we dead? 66 points of trample? I think 66 points of trample is enough. So I'm gonna go full control, or we'll go stop level bluff and see if it convinces them to somehow wait another turn. But we should play this out just in case, because then this gives us our threat next turn. Although now I don't need full control because I've got Devourer that creates the pause. I get it. I get that playing the Devourer forces them to attack, but like, how we have to also win. I mean, I guess maybe you're right. Like, I just keep this in hand, and then maybe they don't attack, and then Gary wins. But of course, I mean, they were going to attack. You can say I shouldn't play the Devourer, but we didn't have this one. Well, that's a frustrating way to go down. And these Hydra losses, let me tell you, folks, for anybody out there who looks at this loss and says, see, Hydra is good, I actually look at this and say, see, Hydra's not that good. Like, yes, yeah, exactly. Thank you, D, for making my point. I know that losses like this make you say, oh, Hydra's growth is so good. D, first, I play it. Let's be clear to everybody. I play it. You can go look at my decks. I play Hydra's growth. It's not that I'm saying the card is not playable, but that Hydra's growth was so bad that we had like 7 turns to answer it. Like, you're going to tell me, Dionysus, I need to upgrade Hydra's growth because look, when Oppo had 7 turns of nothing happening, they turned it into a threat that could win. And they had to find a trample card for it. And Stern Dismissal won us that game, as Adrian points out. So you settle down on your, hey, you got to come up on Hydra's growth. Look, it just beat you. No, you need to get over the mentality of it just beat us and therefore it's good. And let's look at actually whether it was good in how it beat us. Yes, it got there, but oh my goodness, it required a trample aura and 12 turns. So that's my point, D. And again, my point is not that it is unplayable or that it is even bad. My point is that it is wildly swingy, best on flyers, and best in a deck where you can give trample to stuff. Right. Like, that's the thing, Haj. Like, it is Hydra's growth is playable when it has got the right support, but I think people run it without support, and I think it's not good in that. All right. That is my rant on the Hydra's growth, and or not my rant, my take, my advice, my thoughts, and then I'm going to go and take a little bio break, get a beverage, be right back, and we'll keep crashing on towards 7, okay? Hang tight, be right back. Hey everybody, thanks for waiting while I took care of some business. Now let's take care of some magic business. And go on a nice win streak.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
I mean, Hida, you can bring it up, but like I move on. Like you can debate it in chat, but honestly, to really have a reasonable discussion with you, Hida, about that choice, I would need to look at the board, kind of walk through the game again, and really rework through the whole game to break it down properly. I just don't remember it enough, and I got to move on. But you all can chat about it to your heart's content. I got to worry about winning the next game and not what I should have done to not lose the last one. Ox, thank you so much for that sub. Did you all get a rat burglar? I didn't. I never know why my stuff sometimes triggers and sometimes doesn't. But here. Thank you for the sub.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Welcome to the Rat Pack.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Alright, so it must be just somehow how my setup is putting things in my ears. That one I heard. What's up, Ice Pick? Maybe they're tanking about their 6 here. Oh no, okay, they kept 6. Let's see. Doesn't matter what we start with this time, because we don't have any chance to... I guess actually it did matter. What I should have started with was the island, because drawing Timnos wouldn't matter. And showing them that I have something instant speed black in my hand is not the best. Drop this, we'll just turtle our way around that thing. Yeah, mostly you just think that's Black Omen, right? They'll never expect. I've heard mixed reports on cardboard. It is working for me though, D's, so maybe try a refresh or a reload. Seaguard's pretty good against white-red, so I'm actually liking our high toughness situation against Boros. We're going to make Oppo regret that right about now.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Good question, True. I don't know if there is a max. I don't think there is. Fiddles. That's pretty good, Chunk. I like it. That's good. Yeah, Wizard has got the right idea. We're going to play Timoret to increase our devotion to black ahead of Gary. Gary is more mana efficient, but we want to drop Timmy.
There are some who call me Tim.
Wow, nice, Mantuka. You're supposed to finish that with an AMA, right? I just beat a turn 4 Clothes AMA. Yep, we'll end this turn. Hopefully we'll find something to intervene with. Or Oppo can just give it up being stuck on mana. All right. Yeah, Fiddles, how you been? I feel like we haven't seen you too much around here. Or is that just my imagination? Can't find a pair for some reason. All right. Got a Thassa and an Illyrios. That seems pretty good. We're going to keep this, despite no swamps in sight. We also have no black cards in sight. So with any one land, we should be a fairly unlocked hand here, because then we can thirst for the stuff we're missing. So there's our land. Even though it's another island, we should be in good shape. Lead of Zoom support for a grad school and full-time student. Yeah, that's going to make you pretty busy right now. Zoom is the kind of go-to platform. Oh, yeah, you know, we could just try and leap out and get the goal, but we're going to go for Enraptured. And also keep in mind, we could be in trouble here. Oppo could easily suit up the Envoy with something that makes life tough for us even through our combo. But let's try. And that's what I was afraid of, but also why I didn't want to bother with the goal, because they put something on there, then we can't really do anything about it anyway. So I guess we're going to try and race. And we have some tools here. Witness. Maybe we can find something to make the witness a little bigger, and then it can actually bounce up here. Or we go witness goal and we can trade. Yeah, that's true. We can just maybe it's achievement unlocked. Game 1 without playing anything except Illyrios and Thassa. Because reflections aren't legendary. Why would the if you're legendary, Rob, does that make your reflection legendary? There could be mirrors everywhere, right? There can only be one you, but there can be reflections of you everywhere. All right, look, we got a mantle that could end up doing some work here for us. Probably going to trade off for the Oracle here. We could also mantle. Yeah, I'm going to swing and leave up the tap. Tap/mantle. Oh yeah, we had in one of my childhood bathrooms growing up, there was a mirror on one wall and one on the other, so it was just infinite bathroom. Every time I went, you know, it was like a million of me brushing my teeth. Oppo's stuck on 2 lands. I haven't observed that. Really, I've been caught up in my own action and talking here, but Oppo doing quite well, given their land shyness. I guess they just get that one because I want to tap the 4. They're staying on D now, though. That's interesting. I guess we can do this. We got same plays, basically. Yeah. Do it till it stops working. Yeah, one more land from Oppo, and we're tied on that front. Although, obviously, being stuck at 2 and then 3 for a stretch, quite different from being stuck at 4 for a stretch. See what they come up with here. Blessing. All right, we found Swamp. We could take their current Blessing situation and they're just going to go for Illyrios, though, and we have the other one, so we're just going to let that happen, too, and just keep on. I don't think it changes the game plan. Does anybody think it does? Me having 6 mana might change my game plan. Still swing. Chump with Goal and Mantle. I don't know. I think they're just going to go for the... they're going to put... If they draw land... Or they're going to put Blessing on Pilgrim and take out Enraptured, and then we just play the other one, and it's fine. And then in the meantime, we just still do this. Yeah, sorry, Oppo. You're going to be annoyed at this. Let's see. This should bring back Blessing, but we have the Mantle. Darn it. I had to play something besides Illyrios or Thassa. Hey, Cardinator. Welcome. Oh, well, Fishy, they're going to block anyway. Let's just Fishify the Envoy. Oh, tap down 3-2 and win also seems fine. Mike just wants to win. I want to cast Fishify. Shut up, I like board control, okay? I'm a board control enthusiast. The combo got there. That was our first pick and our second pick. Going for it. Well, it's always been a winning stream. I don't know about a reading stream, but do I keep this? Maybe this is actually a mulligan. If we get up against another Boros deck, we're going to kind of get run over here. Maybe we get a Marauder out on 4. But this does not have enough early defense against the aggro that we're seeing a lot of, right? We've seen a lot of aggro. So let's mulligan that and try to find a little better defense. Here we go. We're going to keep this. I'm going to ditch one of these here Marauders. Highest I've gotten in ranked. I think I hit diamond once. Didn't we do that on stream? Or not is it diamond? What's after this one? I barely pay attention. I think we made it to whatever's above this one once. That he's interested in Eldraine in 2 weeks or something like that. I don't know about that. If it's what the people want, okay, but I'm not going to go back to Eldraine just because Tupperware wants to. I want to do what the people want. Oh, sorry. I thought it was passing to their turn. My fault for getting caught up in chat. Now I'll decide later whether we're thirst or play a turtle. Not that turtle there or not there makes too big a deal right now. I think it might with green. We're expecting some big ground dudes, so I like the turtles in that spot. Now, chatting at me is never chat's fault. It's kind of the point of this place. All right, I'm going to go with Thirst over Turtle because I'd like to dig for better action than what we've got, especially given that we're now going to be facing a Utopia situation. Well, I'm actually going to ditch the Marauder and keep the other stuff. The Marauder, sure, we can play it next turn, and technically it attacks through here, but I want to keep this land. We want to keep adding to our mana. I'm not going to discard that, and everything else here is pretty good. We could ditch a turtle and a land, but is that better? Turtle and a land or Marauder? That's really the choice. We can't just ditch a turtle, Radar. It's turtle and a land, or we just ditch the Marauder alone. And that's true. Marauder does really support Gary well, right? Okay, that has pushed me over. Observing that Marauder plus Gary is much better action, so we're gonna go Turtle Land. You could argue intervention here. Maybe I should just take Eutropia out while I could. I guess I'm getting them one turn. Eutropia, chances are if they play... Here's the thing. If they play an enchantment, they're going to make Eutropia big and have her fly over. It's okay. She's still dead. Like, I just don't think we need to snap out. Like, Eutropia is a very oppressive and scary long game thing, but it's not that scary for them to have one turn with her. It's no big deal. Usually isn't. Now watch the Magic God say, oh, no big deal, Ryan. Let me show you the confluence of effects and cards that make it a big deal. Like, for example, they save it with Mantle, you know. And to that end, let's see. I'm going to go... Let's see if there's a pause. Okay, I didn't see any pause, so I'm not going to assume Mantle, and because of that, I am going to just try and take it out now. There was no pause when I passed through my step, so I don't believe we're against any instance. If Oppo has pulled off the they actually have an instant, I salute them, because to me, I click that button and it just snapped through. So if they manage to click through and trick me, they tricked me. But I'm doing this based on the leaking information of Arena. And there you go. It was as safe as I expected. Thank you, Nantuko. No, I don't either, Razor. But we're all playing under it, so here's the rules. Mama's around. She hasn't been particularly text vocal, but she's around. I ran a par poll without a 7, so I know she's around. So I'm going to go for Enraptured here, and then we have Turtle or Omen. I mean, I guess you have basically a light full control on, or there's a bluff mode. It would take some work, but you could design a system that added a little bit of a human flutter there. You know how I clicked pass priority to see if it snapped or not. And even if they added just this tiny moment of time variance in those passes, it would disguise it pretty well. Yeah, I don't want to add extra clicks, but you could add brief extra moments that wouldn't extend the game too much longer, I don't think. Sorry. Oppo, you can have that. I don't mind that as much, Dan, because you gotta get that information from the physical game as well. What they pick up and read, what they're looking at. Hey, Lee, how's it going? Or no, that's a... Is that Lee? No, wait, it's a different magic child. Hello, Elaine. Elaine. My magic child that I know and care about so much. Let's see. We could Omen and get back the Marauder for some Gary support, but it doesn't seem right. Let's just put this. Okay. So you are of the Lee brand. Well, glad to have you here, Elena. So we can get the Seaguard down. We can get Gary down for like no value at all. Let's just go Seaguard. And no attacks, though. I'm wondering if Omen... I know that Omen gets Marauder back and that Marauder is good with Gary, but is that really what we want to do here? Like, are we really excited about, yeah, let's get that Omen back to trade off on this board and then maybe get a little extra... Like, it just, yeah, it just feels like... not the right time for that. Now I make sure I remember that I got what I got right. Was it Elena or Ilana? Is it A or Ah? Looks like Elena. A? Elena? I'm glad I got it right the first time, but now I forget what that was. Okay. That was my... Because AI, that's how you pronounce AI, right? It's Elaine with an A. You know me, always looking to pronounce it correctly. Well, we could do the Omen thing. I'm just trying to not be, like... I don't want to waste the value of the Omen trying to get a narrow advantage in a 2024 board stall situation is the thing. But yeah, we can just play Gary. But Gary's not doing much of anything here anyway either. But Gary would be good to get back later, I suppose. All right, I'm with Scholar, whatever. We're going to play Gary. I certainly don't think it's worth going and fetching Nyxborn Marauder with Omen. Because this is going to set us up for our Sea God, right? Let's say we drew Thassa. Would you all start blinking Gary or blinking Illyrios? Looks like we're going to use our Omen after all. Maybe. Depends on what they go for. Elena is a digital friend of my daughter's. That's true. We can just do it for the scry. We've already given up our thirst. Yeah, I know. All right, I'm going to do the Omen because I do want to start scrying. Well, clearly we had to do that.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Well, Elena, we're going to play this creature out here that's a god, and it's going to start blinking. We're going to start bouncing our stuff in and out of play and getting extra value out of that. No, it wasn't wasted, War Furnace, because we needed to tease the magic gods, tempt the magic gods into attempting to laugh at us when actually it gives us exactly what we wanted. So, go wide or go face? I guess without a lot of... Well, we do have this out now. This is 3 a turn. 3 a turn with a drain. I'm gonna go face, because we have 3. 3 and then 5. I guess maybe 1 mirror token at 3 power gets us more damage long term than 3 to the face. You know, you lament that your god never turns into a creature, and then when it does, it's bad for you? That's all right. We're gonna, I guess, win with Witness. That sucked, though. That really was harsh. Harsh, harsh, harsh. Yeah, Witness can't get past Wardens yet, but we do have Starlit Mantle that might help us do that. Fishify would take out the reach. So we have a couple of answers to that. But there we go again. Apparently Oppo just has it all.
All right, everyone, chill.
Play the Marauder and have the Scry mana. Boy, what is... I guess we're looking for a Devourer now and hope it gets there. I don't even know how we win now. Final Death, Brine Giant, Devourer. Our outs are low. I mean, our outs are low to get to a place where we are successfully attacking. That's... Good scry, though. Oh, do I have a lunchbox I need to mess with? Off-screen Star Wars for Holly Hobby. This is an off-screen Star Wars. No kidding. I'm actually going to take it as a good sign for your relationship that Nantuko is willing to make that play on you, Mama. Holly to A team indeed. No attacks? There it is. Oh, sorry, Oppo. I think Holly's back for Mama. And look, the 2 places of honor. Final Death, does that help us? You'd think it would. What does that do for us? Can we get rid of... Let's see, this is your turn. So 2/3, 1/4, 1/3. We have a bunch of quasi-attackables if we Final Death the Brawler. The Wardens would be the target if we had Flyer. Yeah, do we even have good attacks? Like, because if we get out the Brawler, they have 1, 2, 3, 4 points of power, meaning we can't really successfully attack with anything that has 4 or less power, or they can trade unless and they have all this high toughness, so that these 2 3s and 2 4s just don't attack. And we've got Marauder that could trade for something. Well, Fiddles just wants to pass, but if we can, we're close. We're close to being able to turn a corner here. But yeah, I think you're right that if we can't come up with like how, aha, this changes the board and gives us a clean, strong advantage, but it doesn't quite, it just gives us like maybe an attack with the Marauder that forces a trade of some kind. So I'm with you, let's just wait. And then you get something like Timuret.
There are some who call me...
And now I'm checking library health. 18 to 18. Interesting. Yeah, and Nantuko and I had the exact same instinct upon that resolution. I'm going to check and see if we have any more graveyard interaction. I don't think we do, but besides our own. I mean, we have Timuret, but yeah, there's nothing in our deck that makes us care about our escape or anything like that. Just so you know, like the fact that our library is going to be chewed up is not a problem in terms of our deck's capabilities. Fishify. Okay, now we've got to be able to do something, or maybe we just Fishify Timmy to prevent the crazy board control. There is, I think, at least one more Star Wars lunchbox somewhere. But I gotta focus here now. What are we doing with this double removal? Yeah, we can fish post. I think it's now with double removal, do we have enough to make a play? This is our last removal, and if we use it both now, it's because we feel like we can make a play that gets us in a position where we can maybe win from here. I'm not sure that actually happens, even if we double remove. If we Final Death the Brawler, and then... we could kill something with a Fishify. But we just kind of end up in the same place we were at last time, right? This black auto tap. Oh no, that had to be that. Never mind. I don't think a play is worth it. I think we should just wait. They don't have a good attack on us yet, and this is all of our power. This is like the left of the rest of the power in our deck, basically. And maybe we do need to like Fishify Timuret, because if we are going to be on the Devourer plan, we need to have Oppo stop gaining life already. Yeah, we have Brineborn. That's a pretty big dude. That could start getting through. As it stands, we are decking first. We're at 17 because we're drawing first. So we're decking first, and I'm still just going to draw, of course. So, looks like we do need to win via Devourer. If we are trying to win via Devourer, how does that change anything we're doing here? I don't think it changes anything yet. Kind of want Devourer plus Mantle to protect that. Yeah, I think I'm with Razor. That if we are on Devourer plan, ultimately we need to just hang tight until we find Devourer, or they do something that clearly disrupts that plan. Means you need to prevent extra Tim activations, if anything. Well, but what does it even matter? I mean, they only gain life on creatures, and there's only one creature left for them to gain any life. So, you know, Devourer will be fast enough to get even, 30 to 0 if we find it soon enough. How about now? Lampad's playable at least. Yeah, Thassa, sadly, Mike, we played Thassa into a board of Gary and Illyrios, but unfortunately, we had enough blue loyalty that Thassa was a creature and she got final deathed. Yes, I'm just saying right now we don't need to deal, like, it's not an urgent thing to deal with Timoret right now. Why don't you think Devourer isn't an out? We deck ourselves, we're already too late. Well, keep in mind, doesn't have to be the only source. We have like Lampad, it's gotta be part of the damage, but it doesn't have to be all of it. Is it enough to get us from 28 to 7 to 6 to 5 to 4 to 3? Is it enough to get us from 22 to 0? That's what I'm wondering. Let's see. We could go ahead and exile Timmy, given that. Like, this seems to be the one that we can't let him get back. So if it's our only out and Timmy is a big problem because of the life gain, eventual life gain, let's go ahead and exile. Oh yeah, they do have a counter Lampad, but it's still our instant speed thing. So it really doesn't matter. It's just a removal spell, but I'm gonna do it. I've not been doing it all along because I wasn't sure how this was gonna play out, but now we just have to get there on. Maybe actually what we need to do is exile, like put the Itchy on their Lampad. Like, this 5/4 isn't really the problem. The Lampad is, so I think we have to get their Timmy and their Lampad, and then they stop gaining enough life that we have a chance. And there's the Devourer. $15 to $14. So we have 7 attacks with the Devourer at 3 for 21. And if we find something else to play in the meantime, we might get there. It's slim. Devourer alone is not enough, but Devourer plus Lampad could be. I don't want to hear any more math that doesn't include an estimation of what we can do with Lampad. Yeah, we also have a flyer we could add to the board, too. Ugh, the life gain off Wardens is also rough here. Ooh, yeah, Mantle on Devourer would be good. Now I think that kind of does us in. You know, that was our one chance. So I'm just gonna scoop. We looked at a lot of possible outs, and we weren't even sure that one was gonna work. And certainly them killing it means it was not gonna work. Fair enough, Jikerman. It's also, although, you know, aggro is pretty good in the format. I've been enjoying drafting Boros and just turning sideways. Rakdos and Boros will set you free, says Mike. Or I say Boros, Mike says Rakdos. I'm going to keep this, but I mean, the fact that we're running 2 each of these is one reason I don't adore the deck, but they're doing some synergistic work at least. I agree with you, Alucardio. Also not the best color pair. Fair enough, War Furnace, yeah. I didn't feel like that it was worth our time collectively. Always scary to see a Horn Beetle in black-green, because you know they love the escape, and so you know the old green Chimera is always a possibility on 3. Brace yourselves. All right, no green Chimera. They didn't show a 4-power creature, and Enraptured creates a token that can block a 3/3, so I'm going to go ahead with the Enraptured here. And we can fall back on Fishify if we see things, if Oppo does something that creates a situation where Beetle could get out of hand. I'm with you, Alucardio. I love it when Dimir is good. Dimir in M20 was a lot of fun. Dimir obviously was my favorite archetype in Guilds of Ravnica. Had some pretty good decks in Eldraine that were black-blue. Well, now, if we don't Fishify, Chapter 2 is going to put three counters on a creature and start increasing the size of the beetle.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
I definitely had a lower win percentage than most of my formats, Mike, because I did lose to a lot of Boros, but I did, you know, I won my fair share. Well, we fish whatever they put counters on, and then it's still big. It just becomes a 3/3. It has a base 3/4 at that point. Yeah, that's fair. It still might be worth doing, but in this case, for this turn at least, I think we're going to just play something big. How close are we to a new emote? I mean, I think we might actually have one. I need to work with... Oh yeah, I could have swung. I don't know why I'm being passive here. Somehow I feel like maybe it's Mike, it's my deck. Like the deck is like trying to be grindy, and so I'm not in an attacking mentality. That's good. They put it on the Soul Reaper, so then we can drop the Fishify on it. I'm glad they put it there instead of the 1/1, but I understand we're against blue. I would not want to put it on my 1/1 against blue either, because we have too much bounce potential. Huh. They're just offering this, and we could also just take this. Unless you think they have something here. Well, it's even a, it's like a, it's a complicated equation. Yeah, I know, but this is, right, there's a lot of things that are basically a 2-for-1. I'm gonna take it. I mean, I'm gonna try for it. Yeah, I'm with Sir Elgar. They get a creature and half of their saga. We get a creature and half of our enraptured. Now... Well, we can just remove the Marauder. But we can also, yeah, we can just do Fishify plus Turtle. Now, where do you want the Fishify? Because we can make the beetle not grow because it has Fishify on it, or we can make, I guess we just put it on here, and then we kill the beetle outright later. Yeah, right. And no attacks. Marauder to prevent draw was the correct consensus. We're preventing that, our own game's result. That's pretty huge, denying the draw 2 from the games. Appa might be able to use that gold token. They're stuck on 4. Maybe not stuck is the word to say at this stage of the game. I'm just going to go with our biggest thing. Yeah, Nantugo, I think they figured with the follow-up one they were safe. I think they just felt like with the Marauder they were going to have it either way. Mike points out that in deciding between like Seaguard versus Marauder there, Marauder sets up for a block on the beetle even if they find 4 power. Yeah, it definitely doesn't necessarily make it correct, Nantuko, but it might have been their thinking. Yow, that's rough. You just get to bring a saga back? Wow. Ouch. You're going to have to intervene under whatever they try to make 4 power. We could do that even... Yeah, I'm just going to save it for... It's the... Well, they don't get the first chapter. Yeah. It's a turn away from that being that. So we can actually go ahead and play Seaguard here, or Vigil. I'm going to go... Oops, go Seaguard. It's not a huge issue that the beetle will be 4 power, though. Oh yeah, right. It'll never have the chance. That's why we'll keep that mana open. But even if they did something for the beetle to get to 4 power only, that wouldn't be a big deal with our double 5s. That's fair. It would be a sadness on that front, but not much we could do about it, I suppose, if they have another way to get 4 power. They've dumped their hand and we're not dead, so hang tight. Brine Giant, we'll get to you, but not yet. But they've also emptied their hand, so we know we're clean to destroy anything that gets that, unless they draw something at instant speed off the top that helps somehow. Toughness or something. So. They've got the Vigil, of course, but... Oh, interesting. Maybe they have something else they've drawn that they need all 6 mana for or something? Surprised they didn't Vigil that. I guess they wanted to keep the gold. And obviously not great for us. It means they're going to get the Horn Beetle trigger. They're going to get the 2 cards off Aroan Games. But we're going to be able to drop a Brine Giant that should be pretty beefy. And we can do that even after a Vigil. Pausing for Oppo because they've got the gold and the land pad, but one of those spots where opponents aren't, where it's easy to forget that you actually have something you can do. Yeah, Thassa would be wonderful. Blink ourselves some Enraptured tokens up. Oppo in the tank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, soon to be 18 points of trample right now. Yeah, it was a huge draw for them, right? If we had kept them off of 4 power, I'd love our position. As it is, we're the ones under the gun now. No, this time we can at least land pad it into our graveyard for what that's worth. Yeah, or just land pad down the Devotion. That'd be the right thing to do, right? Well, how about some more Devotion? Deck size, our 23 to their 21, so we're at least ahead on that front. Yeah, Beetle's going to get uncomfortable for us for sure. We're going to need to find some removal for that. Although, where are we at on that? Let's see. We have our Final Death and... that's it. Beetle has a long way to go before it has a clean swing, but it feels like we have a long way to go before we can wrest control, unless we find something like Thassa. Good plan, Mike. Mike's saying, hold the Riptide Turtle as a surprise alpha math thing as opposed to anything else. Gary, yeah, we'll play Gary in anticipation of Thassa. Come on, Thassa, get there. And by there, I mean the top of my library. Here she comes. Closer. We're getting her closer. I don't think so. I think we scryed twice. Oh no, that was last game even. Yeah, land for land pad makes sense. If they go for a aspect of Lamprey, we can play the turtle, and Rapture doesn't play on this board anyway. Sending in the charger. I'm going to call the bluff and just try to bounce off of... well, I guess we just bounce off the turtle. It's fine. We've already got it enraptured out. I mean, we could do it and make a second token, I suppose. But I'm figuring this may die eventually anyway, in which case we'll be happy to replay it at that point. And it's not like, I don't see how another enraptured in 1/3/2 does much to change the board situation. Thassa off the top so I can stop thinking. Yeah, tell me about it, True. All right, I'm going to hand the reins to True. We're just going to do whatever True says the rest of the way. I do not do that. I don't do deck doctoring. It's been suggested as something I could add to my menu or whatever, but not a priority for me at the moment. That's a little bit vexing, but at least we can block that harpy. I mean, if you got no inevitability and no way to get it through, I could see. I think I've. How many decks have we played a wings? I've definitely played a wings, but not many times. Yeah, we're both due to just flood out, right? Check this out. What's my... I got 11 lands out of... 11 out of 20. We're over half land here. That's the interesting question. I'm going to call the bluff. I kind of think this is like you could make the case that they're saying, "Hey, we've got something here." And maybe they do, but they also have such a huge, well, they don't have a huge supply. It could be favor. I'm worried enough about it that I'm going to say, do we really want to do that? Maybe we want to do something else, like block with a bunch of Sea Guards and Gary. Although Gary, we want to keep around in case of Thassa. I'm with Mike. I think we have to call. We can block with Sea Gods and Illyrios. Actually, I take it back, Mike. I think Illyrios is expendable enough that that's what we do. I'm going to do this. Don't risk Gary. Don't risk Brine Giant. I like as the play here. We do have an Omen somewhere in the deck. But we also have a Thassa somewhere in the deck, so I don't want to... That's why I don't want to give up Enrapture, or give up Gary, because we can start Thassaing him should we find the Sea God. Right on top. Here's Thassa. Or one of those lands we were expecting. Yeah, Thassa is a legit answer to the beetle in and of herself. I could sack Arlios, but I'm looking to get that value out of Arlios via... I say Arlios all the time. I'm sorry. I feel like Ben S sometimes. Illyrios. Oh, okay. That's kind of rough. I think here goes the Brine Giant, and here goes our ability to hold him off. I think we're behind. We're like, if things don't change, we lose. So then I think we're behind. Did I maybe want the damage on the beetle? I don't even know what you mean. What damage did I have control over? Well, we can double turtle the beetle, but that doesn't do anything for us. So we want Theros and Marauder. I still want to kill Theros for some value, so we can do that. Maybe. Do it like this. Okay, well then let him... But still... I mean, we could do either one and get the same result, Mike. May as well give him the chance to make a mistake that's in our favor. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Black Devotion, a reasonable thing to try and keep together there, Kruzica. I'm starting to lose my faith in our ability to get this game. Yeah, as Dumbledore says, even now with Thassa, it's going to be hard. So, the advantage meter is drifting steadily towards Oppo. If we lose this and finish the event at 3-3, I'll figure out what to do next. Maybe we'll play... Hey, if somebody out there wants to battle, maybe we'll battle one more game. Although I've had plenty of this deck, I don't really want to battle it again. I might do some other stuff, or maybe just take a lunch break and try some Slay the Spire. Black Devotion, true in the context of Thassa, turns Gary's end of turn blink into a much more significant, repeatable life gain. That's the thought there, I'm sure. Doesn't really matter. Like, these turtles are going to absorb damage eventually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like, we're so far away from offering lethal damage here. I'm going to go ahead and just prevent a bunch of trample damage here. And then they have Lampad, so we're there. They have 6, 7 mana, so we're at a virtual 3. We live if we do this, but not very convincingly. I think if Oppo had just swung away there, we'd have real trouble. I think swing away is, but I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it. Oppo's having to think about that, not me. Like, I guess if Thassa arrives right now and allows us to blink to gain some life and tap down the 11-3, maybe we're not done for, but feels pretty done for. We're just going to draw a land and then it'll be over. Yep. I'm going to give him this one. I'm not very upset. We're 3-3, but this felt like a deck that 3-3 is... I don't know. I can't remember what the par poll said people expected of this one, but it felt very average. And here you go. We're 3-3, so maybe fair. Let's see what we got for packs. Still only 6 there, so I'm going to jump into Soapbox and thank our YouTube friends for hanging out today. Thank you so much, YouTube friends, for joining us for this draft. Sorry, we didn't pull off anything more amazing than a 3-3 with a mediocre deck, but sometimes that's what Magic delivers and what we squeeze out of it. Still had some fun. Man, there's a lot of decisions for 3-3. I think I need to start forcing aggro on stream just because it's frankly a lot easier to play on stream. Wow, a lot of decisions. But it was fun. Thank you. Bye.